Good evening, everybody. Thank you for tuning in. We are live on the King Lion Caribbean Showcase, People Station, Brooklyn, New York, with Mr. Jerry Saxman Johnson. Welcome, Mr. Johnson.
Yeah,
Pleasure to
greetings.
have you here tonight.
Thank you. Thanks for inviting me.
Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. We appreciate your presence,
Oh,
and we love the vibration.
Oh, thanks.
It's a blessing to have you here with us in the flesh. I know it was a little difficult being that you just came back off of tour, South America. Would you like to let the people know what that was about a little bit and what country it was? Or countries?
Buenos Aires. Yeah. It was cool.
Argentina.
Yeah. Argentina.
Nice.
It was nice. It was kind of rough though, because it's not always pretty. It started raining. It was cold,
wow.
but we had to go out there and handle it. Yeah. Despite the rain coming down and the cold weather, there was still a lot of fans out there standing in the rain waiting.
Nice.
So
nice.
yeah, we went out there and did what we do.
And what festival? Was that a festival? What festival was that?
Yeah. That was a festival.
Yeah. I know Steel Pulse tours the world, and, they've been touring for, I would say, since the 70s. I believe Steel Pulse was Bob Marley's opening act.
Yeah, I joined them in the 90s for about 10, 12 years, and then I left, and I recently went back about 3 years ago.
Nice. So I see you have a body of solid works, a number of albums, at least I'd say 5 or 6. Could you let the people know a little bit more about that?
I have about 4 vinyls from back in the 80s, and I have about 6 CDs independently released by myself. Yeah.
Nice. And we played a few of your tracks, and a couple of them had Sugar Minot on there, and I understand you have a complete project with Sugar. And I looked into the CD insert and I saw there was a message to Sugar. Rest in peace. Legendary in the business. And the people would love to know a little bit more about how that all came together.
Yeah, I started back in Sugar in the 80s. Yeah, in the 80s with Emperor's Choice and 18 New York-based band. He took to the horn section, me and my friend Kevin, and I could say he's one of the artists who really pushed me up front to do my own projects, you know what I mean?
Like a mentor type of.
Yeah, he's like, Jerry, you should go out there and, you know what I'm saying, handle your stuff, as a solo artist as well. And I backed him throughout the years, and then, drifted off and did, other groups, Steel Pulse and all of that.
Right.
But that was always my good friend.
Okay, so you know him from
musician.
childhood growing up.
Yeah, well, funny enough, I was influenced by his uncle. I didn't know Sugar at that point. When I was like 5 years old, his uncle had a barber shop around the corner from my house. And my father and his uncle were good friends.
Wow. That's in Jamaica?
No, it's here in the Bronx.
Oh, wow.
Not here, well, in the Bronx.
So that would mean your dad is Jamaican and you were born in New York.
Yeah, my father's from Clarkstown, Trelawney.
Trelawney, Jamaica.
Yeah.
Big up Trelawney, Jamaica.
So I go to the barber shop and they be jamming, His uncle played trumpet, and there was another man there named Kuji who played saxophone, and that's what really inspired me to be a horn player. Watching these guys play, they played at my dad's nightclub. My father had one of the first Jamaican nightclubs
in the Bronx,
in New York, and from the '60s.
Wow!
60s.
Wow!
Yeah.
That's some cultural history right there.
Yeah, Jippy Jaffa. The name of it was Jippy Jaffa. Then they changed to Blue Lagoon and Penthouse. Up from the '60s back to the '80s,
Right. That was a staple in the community as far as, reggae burgeoning and growing back then, because a lot of people would migrate from the Caribbean to New York City and carry that culture over with them.
Yeah, my father's club was always jumping. I saw a lot of artists there. Lester Sterling from Scatterlights. I saw Phyllis Dillon, the Blues Busters. A lot of acts, but I was young. I didn't really know who was what was who. You know what I mean?
but it did impact you in a positive way that your path was carved out in the music.
Yeah.
With
Then when I linked up with Sugar, and then through hearsay, I said I
Magic.
heard that's your uncle, yeah, and it was his uncle, and we was good friends forever. Um, After I drifted apart and came back, we linked up in the studio at Twin Dread them, yeah,
Twin Sounds.
yeah,
That's Rasteo Twin Sounds.
Rasteo.
Yeah.
Sugar called me in to do a session for him. You know, it's just a friend thing. So I went there and did it. And then he was saying, Jerry, boy, if I was you right now, I would just lick over everybody's tune, instrumental, you know?
Oh, that's a great idea.
And then I said, nah, I don't really want to get sued, you know what I mean? So then he said, just look over my tune, then I'll come and voice it. And, we'd take a picture and rah. So I said, all right, cool, I'll do it. I don't know if he thought I was going to do it or not, because then he left.
And Sugar was cool like that.
Yeah, he flew out, and when he came back, I said, yo, I have all the rhythms laid, I have all the horns. I just need you to put on the voices.
And what year would that be? Approximately 4 years ago? Five
That
years
was
ago?
like a year before he passed.
Yes, and
know?
he passed in 2010. Rest in peace, Sugar.
Yeah, so
Sugar Minor.
I did it, got him to voice it. He voiced it. Then he left. He left the project up to me to mix and everything,
Right.
But in the midst of that, while I was mixing it, he was calling me, yo, the project ready? Because he wanted to drop it in Jamaica.
Oh, yeah.
But I
Youth
told
Man
him,
promotion.
yeah, I told him it's not ready because I have to stop because my son is very ill,
Right,
you
right.
know. So then my son passed away.
Oh,
So after I got my head back together, I went back in the studio and I got the CD mixed and got it all together.
music is the medicine. Music heals, yes.
Yeah. So then when I
Music.
had it together and I was ready to call him, I got the call that he passed away. So then I was just, lost my son and my best friend like with months apart. But that's how that CD came about
Lovely,
anyway.
lovely. I mean, the people with the music is so soulful that it touches the essence of the listener, and it's coming, and we could tell it's coming from a place, a heartfelt place,
Okay.
because the woodwind is something that is so sweet, man, especially on a mellow reggae track, and the way you lay it down, there's a professionalism with that. And from what you just said, you started at a very young age, 5 years old. Did you take music lessons, or you were self-taught, or a combination of
Uh, yeah, I took private lessons and then I was coached. I was coached by like some of the big guys like Roland Alfonso.
wow.
After I learned, I was out there playing, then I would go and get tutoring from others, stuff like that.
You had some major influences, and also your collaborations with some of the well-recognized names in reggae. I see you've collaborated with the Scatolites, Horace Andy, Leroy, Sibbles, Ken Booth, John Holt, rest in peace to all of these guys. Burning Spear, even Queen Latifah. We have a question from one of the listeners, and she said, "I see you've played with lots of well-known reggae artists and bands along with Queen Latifah. Have you ever played with any other sax players like Kirk Whalum, which is one of her favorites?
Uh,
Have you considered playing with him?"
I would love to. I'd love to play with, anybody, but no, I never played with them. I played with a lot of sax players, but, Lester Sterling, Cedric Brooks, um, Roland Alfonso, um, a lot of, people around.
Nice, nice. So for the listeners out there, it's not often we come across an artist who plays an instrument, who does what you do, and at the same time tours with a well-known, well-recognized international band. You know, for the listeners out there, how would you describe you juggling that? Is it something that comes naturally, or especially with the music creation process, not just the touring and reaching the fans, but the creation of the music? Is it something where you lay down the ideas first, or it just flows from your mouth to the sax, and then you hit the studio?
Oh, like my own project?
Yes, your creative process.
Some of them I hear, you know, before I even lay down the tracks.
Right.
Some of them I just have the tracks laid, and then I'll make up melodies to it. You know, sometimes I'll just lay like a bunch of horn parts, and then start shuffling it. See, step back, see how it sounds.
Nice, nice. I've had the privilege of being around you in a few sessions and rehearsals, and
Right.
I'm in awe. I mean, you really have me wanting to learn the sax. And you
Okay.
have this signature look on your sax. You have the red, yellow, green Rasta colors around the bell part of your sax. So whenever I see that, I know it's Jerry Johnson. Even if I don't see the man behind the sax, I know it's Jerry Johnson.
Oh, okay.
You know,
Yeah, that's me.
also, I noticed you have a pendant in your chain that's shaped like a saxophone, and it also looks like the J for Jerry Johnson. Is
Yeah.
that your logo, signature logo? Should we look forward to more of that?
Yeah, I use the J. I use the sax as a J, but this is just
That's a good look right there.
something. I had this for years.
Yeah, man, that's a good look. Definitely. As far as your brand is concerned, what can the people look forward to from Jerry Johnson for, well, Christmas is around the corner, the Christmas gifts, the CDs. I know you have about 5 or 6 already out. Are you working on something currently that you plan on putting out in the future? 2015, 2016?
Yeah, I just completed like 16 tracks for a CD. Um, just fine tuning it. Then I'm gonna send it out so it's remastered and all of that.
Nice.
It's a nice CD. Um, it,
When can we look forward to it, and any collaborations that you would want to announce or you have in mind?
no, not really. Hopefully, I'm talking like 3 weeks from now to a month, the longest. I have people that help me.
Yeah.
Sister Carol came in
Oh, I love Sister Carol.
and she touched it
Yes.
up for me. Daddy
Awesome.
Marcus, that's Emperor's Choice, the bass player, his brother,
Nice.
Marcus. Sister Bunny Brissette, she sings background for Israel Vibration. She came in
Nice.
and touched it. And
Foundation artist.
yeah, and then
In
my
the
friends
reggae
playing
business.
on it. Noel Alfonso, Roland Alfonso's son,
Right.
um, Sidney Mills.
So many pillars in reggae. Sydney is another big guy in the reggae, and a member of Steel Pulse as well.
Yeah, Kuzi, Little Bassy helped me out a lot. His little son Janai, yeah, he mixed a couple songs for me. A lot of my friends came in,
Love it. Unity in the reggae community.
supported.
Love it.
Yeah, Charles Mellors, he did a lot of drum rolls for me and stuff. Yeah,
And that's exactly what reggae is about. Everybody coming together and letting our creative essence flow. With a
Flow.
positive vibration.
got flow.
Yes, sir. Jerry Saxman Johnson from Steel Pulse, and so many bodies of works. He's worked with so many people, too numerous to name. And check out his CDs, The Many Moods of Jerry.
Yeah, Many Moods, Saxman, Jerry. Jerry Johnson plays the hits to Sugar Minot, Just Coolin', Reggae Vibes, Grassroots, to name a few. And this new one, I don't even have a name for the new one, but
Yeah, it'll
it's gonna
come,
be
it'll
nice.
come.
It got some ska on it and some nice Lovers Rocks and a couple covers. And, the way I do it.
It'll come, definitely. So, where, as far as social media and the internet, how can the people find you online? I know you have Facebook, Reverb Nation. What's your Twitter handle?
Yeah, my Twitter handle is I don't know.
Oh, you're not on Twitter yet, or Instagram.
I'm on Twitter, but I don't even know.
Uh,
Somebody signed me up. And,
that happens. Artists are busy, and you're a touring musician.
I get messages.
No. I look at Steel Pulse's itinerary, and it looks like online. I go to the website, the tour dates, and it's like 4 or 5 gigs a month all over the world. So I know you're a very busy man.
Yeah.
Definitely. But I see you have a ReverbNation.com/Jerry Johnson.
Yeah.
You can be.
gonna say that.
Yes. Definitely. Reverb Nation is great, and his music is on there, people. Please check it out. It's very soothing. So if you're having a long, stressful day,
Oh,
just pop in a Jerry Johnson CD or
Pop
hit,
it in,
hit play on the MP3. It'll definitely calm your mood. You don't need that glass of liquor. You don't need that smoke.
Look.
Just Jerry Johnson. No joke. Saxman. Yeah.
Yeah, a little smoking. Anyway.